All right, we're going to finish up our days of the week. All right, so we'll need to start by reviewing just a couple phonograms. The first one is, class, what are you going to write? Good. Say it while you write it. All right, and when you're finished writing, your pencil's down. So your first name is a proper noun. It would always be capitalized. You don't have to fix it right now, but let's fix it later. We'll just cross it out and fix it later. Anytime you write your name, you have a capital letter. All right, and again, so our pencil, if our erasers were out, we should put those away because we're not using them on our practice paper. We're just going to cross out if there's anything we need to fix. All right, class, put your finger under that phonogram. What is it? Good. All right, our next one. Oh, so if you need to fix this, go ahead and fix it. All right, I figured we would all have that. Okay. Sometimes I'm not sure when we get new students in, but we all know this, so I will know now we don't have to practice that one anymore. All right, our next one is earlier of hurt. What are you going to write?
Earlier of hurt.
Good. Say it while you write it.
Earlier of hurt.
Well, great job saying it while you were writing it, class. All right, put your finger under that phonogram you just wrote. Thank you, everyone who's ready to read it to me. What is it?
Earlier of hurt.
Good, this is our earlier of hurt. All right, so if you didn't have that, write it and say it while you write it. All right, our next one is A2 letter A that we do use at the end of English words. What are you going to write?
A2 letter A that we do use at the end of English words.
Good, say it while you write it.
A2 letter A that we do use at the end of English words.
All right, put your finger under that phonogram. Ready to read it to me? What is it?
A2 letter A that we do use at the end of English
Good.
words.
This is our A2 letter A that we do use at the end of English words. I figured we'd all get that since we were practicing it yesterday. All right, this is not for our days of the week. It's for what we're going to do after that. I want you to write AE that we do use at the end of English words. What are you going to write?
AE that we do use at the end of English words.
Excellent. Say it while you write it.
AE that we do use at the end of English words.
Okay, can you sit up nice and straight, please? All right, class, put your finger under that phonogram. If you couldn't remember it, just do that line below the baseline and put your pencil down. What is it?
AE that we do use at the end of English words.
All right, class, don't start fixing it yet. This is our AE that we do use at the end of English words. All right, everyone, because I saw some that weren't right, so I think we should all practice it 3 times, saying it each time that you write it. 3 times. All right, this one shouldn't be challenging now. Next, I want you to write AE that we do not use at the end of English words. What are you going to write?
AE that we do not use at the end of English words.
Good. Say it while you write it.
that we do not use at the end of English words.
Thank you. So many of you are showing so much temperance. I really appreciate that. All right, put your finger under that phonogram you just wrote, class. What is it?
A that we do not use at the end of English words.
Good. This is our AE that we do not use at the end of English words. Before you're fixing it, remember, if we have ones that we do and do not, these two letters go together, and then W and U go together. Right, so if we can remember I and Y and W and U, we should be able to. If we know the one we do, we'll know the one we do not. All right. Nice job. Let's review our phonograms one more time. What's this one?
A, you do use at the end of English words. A, that we do use at the end of English words. Earlier of hurt. A, that we do not use at the end of English words.
All right. Nice job, class. So we left off yesterday with Wednesday. How do we say Wednesday to spell it?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. All right. That was one of the only two-way words I learned when I was your age. I didn't know there were so many. All right. What day comes after Wednesday or Wednesday? What is it?
Thursday.
Thursday. Perfect. Our next word is Thursday. How many syllables are in Thursday? Thank you, everyone who's showing me and did that really quickly. Good, there are 2 syllables in Thursday. Can you tell me what the first syllable is?
Thurs.
Thurs, good, and the second syllable?
Day.
What are we going to write for that first syllable, thurs? Good, our sounds are z. Our is the of hurt, and our z is z. Class, which are we going to use?
Earlier of hurt.
And which z? Excellent. Wait, before you write it, what kind of letter do we have to start with?
Capital.
Excellent. And then can you do day by yourself? I figured. Don't forget that syllable break, though. Thank you if you're saying the sounds while you write them. So we're writing. Thank you. Thank you if you were listening and you remembered to start with a capital letter. Oh no. That's okay, we'll fix it later if we need to. Class, put your finger under the first phonogram in that word. What is it? Good. Oh wait, sorry, just one second. I saw a couple of us just had a t. All right, that's why it's really important that we're saying the sounds while we write them. Which
Earlier of hurt.
Good. Which z?
Syllable break.
Good. And what's our last syllable?
Day.
Day. Yeah, no need to beat a dead horse with that. That means keep doing something that doesn't really need to be done anymore. All right, if you need to fix anything, say the sounds while you're fixing them. All right, let's all write it one more time. Saying the sounds while we write them. All right, let's mark it. Eyes are up here. Does this need a marking? Let's see. What are the two sounds? And it's just, so we just need that underline. I wasn't trying to trick us. I just saw a few twos. It's saying its first sound. All right, let's mark our word. Does this need a marking? Good. How about this? Good. How about this? Good. How about this? This one? All right, pick up your pencil and mark it. All right, let's read it.
Thursday. Thursday.
All right, good. What day comes after Thursday? Everyone who knows, tell me.
Friday.
Friday, excellent. Friday's kind of, when we're spelling it, it's a little bit special. We'll see why in just a second. How many syllables are in Friday? All right, good. Good, there are 2 syllables in Friday. All right, what's the first syllable?
Friday.
And the second syllable?
Day.
All right, so we can do questions later. Maybe we don't usually stop in the middle of literacy and we're not going to write it yet. Good, so one more time, what's our first syllable?
Friday.
And our second syllable?
Day.
Good, what sounds do we hear in our first syllable, fry?
I.
All right, class, this is the end of a syllable. It's not the end of a word. All right, so we can and we're going to use it, I, E. Class, which I do we use in the first syllable of Friday?
N-I-E.
And go ahead and write, oh wait, before you write it, what kind of letter do you need to start with?
Capital.
Say the sounds while you write them. Thank you. If you're showing patience, showing temperance when you're finished. We didn't start with the right kind of letter at the beginning. We'll have to fix it later. Class, if we want to be diligent, we have to be listening so we can do things right the first time. I don't want us to practice it wrong because then it gets in our head wrong and we're more likely to keep doing that. All right, class, put your finger under the first phonogram in that word. Thank you, everyone who has their finger under the first phonogram and is ready to read the word to me. What's our first sound? Which kind of?
Capital.
Good. What's next? Good.
I.
Good.
Syllable J. J-A.
Class, what kind of syllable is our first syllable?
Open.
It's the only open syllable in any of our days of the week, so I think that's pretty neat. So how do we need to mark this? All right, wait, we're not quite sure. Let's put our hands down. Okay, this phonogram has how many sounds?
I-E.
Good, I-E. How many sounds?
I.
So what number of sounds?
3.
3 sounds. All right, if it's saying it, do we mark it? No. If it's saying its name, I, how do we mark it? The way we mark every vowel that's saying its name, an underline. Right, it, nothing, I gets an underline. How would we mark it if it's saying E? Right, then that would get a 3. So for I, our markings are nothing for it, underline for I, 3 for E. How are we going to mark it in Friday? Show me. Good, the underline, because it's saying its name. Just the underline, good. And how about this? Does this need a marking? Good. Mark those things. All right, let's read our word. As soon as we finish marking it, eyes are up here so you can read it. Remember, if we're writing, we need to be saying the sounds while we're writing it. All right, let's read our word.
Friday.
Friday, excellent. All right, our last day if we look at our calendar, the very last day before we pop down to the next line is, what is it?
Saturday.
Saturday. How many syllables are in Saturday? Thank you, everyone who's quickly showing me the syllables in Saturday. So we want to put our hand on our chin and say the word, and then show me how many times your chin went down. Good, there are 3 syllables in Saturday. All right, our first syllable, can you tell me what it is?
Sat.
Sat. How about our second syllable? Oh, so sat, we've already got the t in our first syllable, so it's sat. And our third one?
Day.
One more time, what is it?
Saturday.
Excellent, Saturday. Sat is just like the word, it's basic closed syllable. Do we need to do that? I don't think so. Our second syllable, we're going to use the of her. And what kind of letter do we need to start Saturday with?
Capital.
A capital letter. Go ahead and write Saturday. Say the sounds while you write them. Oh, so we've got that whole word. And get your pencils not in your hand if you're finished writing. All right, class, put your finger under the first phonogram in that word. Actually, let's just go syllable by syllable for this one.
Sat.
What kind of letter did you start with?
Capital.
I hope everyone did this time, the capital letter in our first syllable, sat.
Syllable break. Earlier.
All right, so you could just tell me and then if I need to know, I would ask, and I do need to know, so I'll say which
Earlier.
the
Syllable break. Day.
All right, if you need to fix anything, a couple of us had a different go ahead and fix it. If you don't need to fix it, go ahead and write it one more time, saying the sounds while you write them.
Syllable break.
Let's not worry about Friday right now, okay, because you weren't here. Just write Saturday one more time.
Syllable break.
All right. Thank you. If you're showing temperance when you're finished. Should we do marking boards before we do it together? You should know. You know that. That's what we've been doing all year. Remember those. Class, what kind of syllable is this syllable? Does that need to be marked? No. How do we need to mark this? Good. And this? Good. Pick up your pencil and mark it. All right, let's read our word.
Saturday.
One more time.
Saturday.
All right, nice job, Saturday. Can anyone think of a word? We learned some of them. We learned at least 2 of them this year. That there's 3 different ways to spell. And it has 3 different meanings. So that would be homophones, but homophones, there's usually just 2. This one, there's 3. Makes it a little bit trickier to keep track of it. Steele?
2.
Oh, you know what? You're right. There's another one. There would be the 2s. That was not the one I was thinking of. But maybe we should put the 2s on here as well. I was thinking of something else. I'll give you a hint. One of them is a contraction. Oh, one of them is a contraction. Aubrey? Are you thinking of Sheil? So that's a contraction we learned. It isn't this one. All right, we'll do one more guess and then I might need to see. It might be hard for us to remember. Cambry?
Were.
Not were. Okay. So the first one I'll give you a hint is the contraction for they are. Ross, what's the contraction for they are?
There.
There. And there are 3 different kinds of theirs. And I've noticed some of us, when we're writing, it can be tricky to make sure you've got the right one. So I thought we would review that and then stick this up, and then that's going to help us. If we're not sure and you need to use a there, you can check and see, which there do I need? So let's start with our contraction. What 2 words is this there a contraction of?
They are.
And which A do we use in they?
A-E that we do use at the end of English words.
Great, so go ahead and write they are, and then write the contraction there. Thank you if you're saying the sounds while you're writing them.
There.
So class, can you put your finger under that contraction? Read me what I need to write to spell it.
They.
Okay, can you tell me each sound?
A.
Which A?
A-T that
Oh, wait, wait. This is part of why I wanted to practice it. I'm seeing a lot of theys with A 2-letter A's. And those sounds in English do say they. It's just not the way we spell it. That's why I left this guy out of class. Which A do we use in they?
A-E that we do use at the end of English words.
A-E that we do use at the end of English words. And I could be wrong, class, but I think if you think of the word they, it might help you remember what A-E that we do use at the end of English words is. All right, I've got my first word. What do I need next?
Apostrophe.
Good, I need my apostrophe. It's not a contraction without an apostrophe. And then in my base word, this was my
Silent
assignment.
each of 6.
All right, make sure your first there looks like that. All right, so this is our contraction for they are. All right, so I'll make up a couple different sentences using this to help us remember. And I'll probably fill in some of the rest of the chart when you're at recess because I don't want to waste your time with me writing. That's not interesting. All right, so this kind of there is when we are using it instead of the words they are. So instead of saying my friend said they are coming to visit me, what would my sentence be? My friend said
They're coming to visit me.
Good. How about if I could say my parents said they are going on vacation? Or I could make it shorter and say my parents said they're going on All right. If I'm looking at my little rabbits hopping around and I say to Mr. No, they're cute. That would be this one too, because that's shortening they are cute. All right. If I'm talking about my students and I'm saying they are doing so well, it would be this one too, because it's a shortened version of they are doing so well. They are showing virtue, right? It'd be the same thing. They're showing virtue. All right, so this we're only going to use if we are substituting and kind of shortening the two words they are. All right, I'll put the rest of that on the chart later. Let's keep on moving. The other kind of there that we learned this year is the there that shows possession. All right. Let's write, I'll use it in a sentence first. I took all their pencils away. There. Right, that's saying the pencils that belong to them. So it's showing possession. All right, possession means you have something, right? It's a fancy name for having something. Let's go ahead and write that there in just a second. That there is a two-way word. To spell it, we would say there. How do we say that kind of there to spell it?
There.
There. Good. All right. And that one is because sometimes if we have an R in a word, it can kind of change the sound of the vowels that come before it. Right? Like in the word air, right? We have to say air to spell it. But we don't say air when we're talking. We just say air. It's because that R kind of changes the vowel sound before it. All right. So the there, that shows possession. There. What sounds do we hear?
A.
All right, so for that kind of there, our sounds are th, a, r. All right, this a in the there that shows possession is a two-letter A. Or sorry, no, oh my goodness. This a in the kind of there that shows possession is A-E that we do not use at the end of English words. I'm so sorry I misspoke. Let me say it one more time so I don't feel like I messed you up. In the there that shows possession, our A is A-E that we do not use at the end of English words. Which A are we going to use in this kind of there?
A-E that we do not use at the end of English words.
Excellent. Say that there. And, or sorry, say the sounds while you write that kind of there. All right, class, put your finger under the first phonogram in that word. What is it? A-E.
That we do not use at the end of English words.
Good. All right, make sure yours looks like this. All right, thank you for saying the sounds if you need to fix it. Can you tell what this is supposed to be? Can you please fix it? All right, now this we don't mark because we've already memorized, or we should have already memorized they and are before we did the contraction. This one, let's go ahead and mark it. Wait, we'll do it together. Does this need a marking? All right, what are the two sounds of this phonogram? Oh wait, sorry, our first phonogram. Everyone, what are the two sounds of this phonogram? Ooh, there. How are we gonna mark it? It's saying ooh. Thank you if you were paying attention and you're showing me. It's saying its second sound. All right, does this need a marking? Good, we need to underline it and it's saying A, so just the underline. How about this one? All right, pick up your pencil and mark your word. All right, let's read our word.
There.
Well, we say there to spell it. What would get our thinking cap? There, there. There, there. What is it, class?
A that we do not use at the end of English words.
Okay, great. So our first one is the contraction. Our second one shows possession. I'll make up a couple more sentences using this one to help you kind of remember when do you need to use this there that shows possession. All right. If I say we played their game, the game belongs to them, so you want this one because it's showing possession. Right. If I said I took their lunches, we're showing possession. The lunches were theirs, but I took them. All right. If I say we are reading their books, right, anytime you're talking about something that belongs to someone, this is the kind of there that you want. And actually, it would have to belong to more than one someone, right? Because there means there's two of them. Okay, wait just 1 second. Okay, our last there, this one, we did not learn this year. This is going all the way back to last year. This is the one we probably, well, I won't say that. Anyway, this is the first one that you learned. All right, this one shows location. Right, I put my purse over there. Let's see. I need to go there to get the supplies. It's showing location. All right, it's the opposite of here, right? It's somewhere else. All right, that kind of there, what sounds do we hear in it? It's not a two-way word. We're just going to write what we hear in there. I'll wait till everyone's showing me they're ready. And I'll wait till you're showing me you're ready. Should your hands be in your desk? Thank you so much. All right, there, Kyan. Ellie? So hands are on top of your desk so I know that you're listening, and our pencil shouldn't be in our hand. There, that kind of there is not a two-way word. This one's more straightforward. What sounds do we hear in that kind of there? All right, wait, it's not a two-way word, right? This one we say there to spell it. It's there, just the sounds we hear. There. What sounds do you hear in that word? So for there, I hear th, eh, r. Let's say that one more time, everyone. Excellent. Th, eh, r. But this is one of our words that has an odd job E. So that's job 6, silent final E. Job 6, it has done a variety of different jobs through times. I'm not exactly sure why it's in this word, but I know it is there. So one more time to spell this last kind of there. What do we need to write?
Silent final E. Job 6.
Job 6, good, right? The sounds in there. Say them while you write them. Saying the sounds, and then we'll mark it later. That breaks up our writing if we're trying to mark things while we're writing them. All right, thank you if you're waiting patiently when you're finished. This one I wanted us to practice too because I've seen a lot of theirs that are missing that silent final E. And again, the sounds are right, but if we're used to looking at English, then if we see it without that silent final E, we think, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. All right, class, put your finger under the first phonogram in that word. What is it? And is it or is it, I heard someone say, good.
Silent final E. Job 6.
All right, make sure your word there looks like that. If you need to fix it, say the sounds while you're writing them. All right, let's mark it, class. Does this need a marking? All right, I saw some of your wheels were turning. You're saying, wait a minute, if it's making the same sound as here, then it's going to have the same markings. All right, it's not fair, it's there. Does this need a marking? All right, wait a minute. I know we're really used to job 1, but is this job 1 silent finally? No. So are we going to mark this? Are we going to mark this? Oh, wait. Oh, my goodness. We're all over the place. All right, class, this is saying eh in our word, right? You told me eh. Do we mark this if it says eh? No, that's saying its first sound. There's nothing to mark. Does this need a marking? No. How about this one? Good. Job 6 and job 4, the only ones where we can mark just that silent final E. So it's one of the few ones where we mark just that E. All right, but start at the beginning. Mark everything we need to mark in the word. All right, let's read our word as soon as everyone's finished and their eyes are up here.
There.
Good. You know what I just realized? This is our contraction. This shows possession, and this shows location. Those all rhyme, so I think we could do something fun with that. I'll have to keep thinking. Contraction, let's say that. Contraction, possession, location. All right, I will write that and example sentences for us to use just so we can consult this in case we don't remember which there we're looking for.